Hi all. Today we're going to talk a little bit about tension that we feel in our body due to stress and how we release it. If you've watched some of my other videos, or if you're a patient of mine, you might know that I talk a lot about how things feel in our body. So I'll give super quick little description. Basically, what happens is when we're nice and calm in our mind, our body is nice and calm. When we start to tip into fight, flight, or freeze mode, when we start to feel distressed, we also start to feel that in our body because our brain and our body send signals to each other all day long. So if you think about a time where something really shocking happened, what happens? You tense up. We feel it in our bodies. And so I work a lot with people about knowing their warning signs. And some of those are things that we think more cognitively, more of our thought process. And sometimes warning signs are more in our body, more of a racing heart, changes in the breath pattern, things like that. If you're a tapper, you tap your feet, you tap your toes, you get really fidgety. If you're a pacer, those are all signs that you hold tension in your body and it's trying to escape. Today, I thought we would read a card. I can go over a little bit of a way to release tension. It's called progressive muscle relaxation. I usually just shorten that to PMR. A lot of the times that I would do this with my patients, we call it the squishy thing. That will make sense in a few minutes. So let's get into it. So today the card is Tension is a Teacher, and I have it upside down. While tightness and constriction in our body can literally be a pain, those feelings can also be instructive. Physical tightness is often a symptom of something going on in our minds. Over the course of our lives, we tend to develop patterns of physical tension in response to stress and difficult emotions. If you learn to recognize the patterns and correlations between your mind and your body, you can intentionally relax those parts of your body before the tension builds. So why does this matter? Because certain people or everybody holds tension in different places. So some people, they hold it more in their brows. Some people hold it more in their jaw, if you're a jaw clencher. A lot of people will hold it in their shoulders. If you ever get neck pain or like tension headaches, you probably know what I mean. Some people clench their fist and they'll start to feel that in their arms. And outside of that, we can also hold tension in other energy centers of our body, so our different chakras. So sometimes we're holding it more in our heart chakra, right? That's that back and the chest. Our throat chakra, which is the front, but also the back of our neck. Our solar plexus, which is our stomach. So if you get stomach aches when you're anxious or worried, that's where you're holding your tension. And people who have long and systemic trauma a lot of times hold a lot of that in their hips. So if your hips ever bother you or you feel like you need to wiggle your hips a lot, you might be somebody who holds trauma or just tension energy in your hips. So it's good to know where you're holding it, because if we know where you're holding it, we can start to release it. Also, like I mentioned earlier, we can find out what your warning signs are. So maybe if you start to feel that tension in your body, we can release it slowly. It's almost like when you have a balloon that's really full and you take the little ends of it and you're just eek, like slowly letting that air out so your balloon doesn't get too big and pop, right? So we don't poof, explode. But so we can slowly let that energy out so the balloon gets smaller and smaller. I hope that made sense. So progressive muscle relaxation. Let's get into that. If you were doing this with somebody else, just know it might look a little bit silly, but I'm going to be doing it with you and my faces are going to look silly. That is okay. It's okay if this looks silly. We're going to do just the top of the body. So we'll start with the forehead, move down to the the eyes, then the jaw, the shoulders, and then we're going to come down to the fist. If you want to go further than that, I might explore more of the lower body in another video, or you can look up progressive muscle relaxation in other videos either online or just online in general. There's a lot of information out there about it. I will be giving some silly cues. I do this, one, because if you have children or work in a classroom and want to do this with kids, it makes it a little bit more fun. But also because when we use silly cues, it sticks in people's brains a little bit more. All right, we're going to get into it. So we're going to start with the forehead. A lot of people hold tension here in their third eye, their forehead, just kind of this general area, and we don't realize it. So that's when we get those like crinkle lines where we're frowning a lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to purposely frown. So we're going to take a big inhale. We're going to squeeze that together. I know we don't look pretty. Nice big exhale. We're going to see if we can relax that. And as you exhale, if you want to say the word to yourself, relax, release, let go, anything that calls to you, we're just trying to let it go. So whatever word you resonate with, I'm going to say release. So we'll do that one more time. We're going to squish the eyebrows together. Big inhale. And relax, release. See if you can smooth out those crinkles. Next, we're going to check in with the eyes. A lot of times people will hold tension in the eyes, or if you've ever been stressed out and tried to sleep and you're like jamming your eyes shut, like, I'm sleeping. No, you're not. You're too tense. You're definitely not going to fall asleep. This one's going to help. So we're going to squeeze the eyes together. Squeeze them. Big inhale. Exhale. Keep the eyes closed, but see if you can release and smooth out the eyelids. We'll do that one more time. Big inhale. Squeeze them together as tight as you can. Exhale. Smooth out any creases. Keep the eyes closed. Release. You can blink the eyes open. Now we're going to move to the jaw. So you will know you are a jaw clencher if when you are stressed out, you can't stick your tongue between your teeth. That means it's closed. We're going to act like you are a bunny and you're about to bite into this big carrot, and then we're going to squeeze the teeth together. So we're not trying to jam them together. We're not chomping down really hard. I don't want you to hurt your teeth, but we're going to be pressing them with a little bit of pressure. I will do it with my mouth open, so I will probably look sillier than you. But you can do this with the mouth closed, especially if you're trying to do this in public. We don't want you to look strange. We don't want you to get weird looks if you're already stressed out. So I'm going to do it with the mouth open so you can see what I'm doing with my teeth, and you can do it however you want. So we're going to take a big bite out of that carrot, and we're going to chomp down. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale. Open the mouth, release. I'll do that a little bit more public friendly this time. So we're going to take a big inhale. Press the teeth together. Exhale. A little space between the teeth, release. Moving down to the shoulders. Now we're going to act like you are a turtle and you're trying to pull your head into your shell. And we're going to draw those shoulders up. We're going to squeeze. Exhale, release. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Act like the shoulder blades are slipping down your spine. Release. One more time. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Roll them back, down, let them hang. This one, again, you can use in public. Everybody's seen somebody wiggle around or kind of move their shoulders, so it might not look that bad. Or you don't have to squeeze them up and make that silly face. You could just roll them out a few times. And last one we're going to do today is the hands. So a lot of people hold tension in their hands. You can do this under the table, under your desk, at your sides, if you want it to be more conspicuous. I'm going to hold my hands up so you can see what I'm doing. Also, my middle finger on this hand doesn't bend. I'm not flipping you off. Please don't think that. It's just going to look a little bit different for me. So we are going to act like you're running a lemonade stand and you have one lemon left and somebody runs up to you, a jogger. Oh my gosh, I'm so much dying of thirst. I will give you $100 if you can give me a glass of lemonade. Ooh, we want that $100. So we're going to squeeze the crap out of these lemons. So we're going to cut that sucker in half. We're going to take one half in one hand, one in the other, and we're going to take a big breath in and we're going to squeeze all of the juice we can out of these lemons. Other things might tense up too. Okay, squeeze. Exhale, relax, release, open up the hands, maybe even give the fingers a little wiggle. All right, one more time. We're going to give it another go. Half of a lemon in each hand. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release, open up the hands. Give the fingers a little wiggle. So this is a great one to do, or to practice at least, at night. You're laying in bed, you're trying to sleep, it's not working. What else are you doing anyways? And you're trying to get into that place of calmness, that place of relaxedness. So try this at night. See how it goes. Do you fall asleep faster? And also, maybe throughout the day, try to notice, where do you hold tension? Where do you feel that in your body? So that we can start to practice letting it go. I hope you guys enjoyed this exercise today, and I hope that you have a very mindful rest of your day. Goodbye.